My name's Dr. Joanna Rose. I was conceived from anonymous sperm donation in Harley Street in the early 1970s. I was conceived in Harley Street from an anonymous sperm donor, and basically it was my mum and dad were married and he was infertile, and my mum in particular wanted to have children anyway. I think my dad was a lot more ambivalent about having a child outside of their marriage, but she went ahead and she had a Jewish donor because my dad is Jewish, but they ran out of Jewish donors for me, so I don't know what my ethnicity is. When I was about 8, I had a conversation. Well, my dad broached the conversation with me, and really I understood it as basically some type of medical intervention, and I was only 8, so I just thought that meant I was related to a teaspoon, and that there was medicine on a teaspoon, or somehow I was closely related to a teaspoon. At that time, there was no conversation about that involving another human being who was my genetic father. The wording was kind of very partitioned, and therefore my thinking was very partitioned. So it was just, yeah, that there was some kind of problem medically for my dad to have kids, and therefore there was a medical intervention. So he's not my genetic father, but it didn't then lead on to me saying, well, my genetic father is. It was really confusing, because there wasn't an easy conversation about what that meant, and there were sensitivities in the house that really, I think it's quite normal for donor offspring to generally feel a sense of responsibility to make everybody else feel fine about it, and that can often be kind of a subconscious thing. So that I think that was something that I picked up on, and it meant that I didn't really ask many questions, and even if I had, there would have been a pretty blanket response of, you'll never find anything out, so don't go there. So, yeah, I mean, I look very different to the rest of my family, and so I would have kind of questions about that and difficulties around that. I felt disappointed that I didn't look more like my dad that raised me, and had a sense of disappointment at my own reflection at times, or my own height. But yeah, it's something that basically, for a lot of us, just wells up in cycles every so often, whether it's, you know, that it's your birthday and you realise that actually your genetic father wouldn't even know it was your birthday and probably wouldn't even care. And so along with adoptees, often there's kind of almost anniversaries of loss, and there's other times where you just try and put it aside and get on with your life and with your other objectives, but it's something that's very difficult to leave behind because it's so innate to who you are and what you look like, and then having children. I look at my children and can see lots of things in me, in them, and I think, well, that must have come from my genetic father's side. And so again, even if I tried to put the issue to bed, here it is back again.